Hello and welcome back to my video. Today we are picking it up at part 2 of editing this 8x8 banner. So if you'd like to see how to change some of the colors and add an image from your high school, please stay tuned. Okay, so we've already added in our own pictures. Again, I'm using stock images, and then I've shown you if you wanted to change the color of this logo, how to change that. But let's say you don't want that at all. You want to add in your own school's mascot. So what you'll do is you'll go to your home page of your high school or whatever school or university you attend, and over to the side where they have an image, you're going to click on the image and you're going to choose Save Image As, and then that's going to download it to your computer. And let's see, I'm going to go with this one. So again, I would just hit Save Image As and download it to my PC. So once the image is saved to your computer, you'll go over in Canva to Uploads, and then you'll upload the file. Now I've already uploaded this file, so I have it here under Images. Okay, so I will just make sure that I am clicked on my page, and then I'm going to click on the image, and then it'll import it over here. Now that I have my logo, I'm going to go inside and just click on the 3 dots and go back to Layers, Show All Layers. And I've done this step before, so if you're not familiar with it, just go back to my part 1 video. And I'm going to move the logo that I imported so that it's close to where the other one is. Alright, so now I can get rid of the wolf just by clicking on the image and hitting delete. And now I have this on my page. Now it's time for me to just start resizing it and moving it wherever I want. Now, depending on how your image looks on your template, you may have to remove the background, or you may have to change the transparency. And here's what it looked like if I wanted to change the transparency, and if I wanted to remove the background. And from here you can change whatever you like as far as the colors. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm not going to remove the background, because you'll notice that once I got rid of the background, it defaulted to whatever I have on my template, which is this pink color instead of the white that's on the original logo. So I'm going to go back and just hit undo and then change it back to the original color. Now I'm back in my layers view, and let's say that we want to change some of the prints that we have here. For example, if we don't want the paws to look like this, and we want them to match and be more like bear claws, then we would just go onto the screen and see where we have that image. So you probably can't see it very well, but it's this one right here. And if you ever need to know what the image is, you just click on the 3 dots, scroll down, it'll say info, and this says animal paw trail. So we are going to change that and see if we can find something that has bear tracks. Okay, to find the bear tracks, you're going to go to Elements, and then you can type in bear tracks, and then I'm going to select See All so I can choose the one that looks kind of close to what I'm looking for. Now again, I have Canva Pro, so anytime you see this crown, it is a Pro option, and you will need that in order to use these different images. If you don't have Pro and you want to use the free version, then you'll have to click over here in the filters and select free, and then it'll show you what options are available. Okay, but I'm going to exit out and I'm going to use the Pro element. Okay, so now I'm going to click on this one to import it into the page. Alright, and then I'm going to go back again into my layers, and then I'm going to move it. So I'm moving it down the page to where the other tracks are, right there, and then I'm going to change the color. To change the color, you make sure that you're clicked on the image, and then you go up here under color, and we're going to change it to white. And then again, I'll go back to my layers, and then I can get rid of the one that I had here. The one with the just animal paw trail. I don't need that. So I can delete it. And again, you can resize it on the page and move it around as you like. So I'm gonna make sure I'm not clicking on cheerleader, but clicked on the right image right there. And then I'm gonna use this icon here to just move it around and then resize it. Okay, so now let's move on to the background color. So let's say that you don't want pink, you want a different color. So here you're going to click on this image, select the three dots, go down, look at info, and this is a pink transparent gradient. So let's say you want something closer to the color of the logo that you put on the page. So let's go do a search for maybe a red transparent gradient. Okay, so I went into elements, I typed in red gradient that fades into transparency, or you can just type in red gradient transparency or something like that. Anyway, so I am going to just choose one of the colors that I see here. Maybe I go with this darker shade since it seems to be a little bit closer to that color. So let's go with this one. Add that to the page, and then I'm going to go back to layers and then move it towards the bottom. And you'll see here how the transparency, how the color is more on the bottom, whereas on the original it's more on the top. So you can change that by moving the image around. So again, you'll just take your wheel, move it around, and then it can be up towards the top, just like this image. And then you just move it along the page. And then you can get rid of this one because you don't need it anymore. And then it's more red. Now that color looks a little bit too faded to me, so I'm going to go back off camera and select a different color, red. Now I'm going to do the same step that I did on the other gradient. I'm just going to look at the info, see what the name is. This is a pink gradient corner overlay. I'm going to type in the same thing, but I'm just going to change it to red. The next step is to go ahead and change the colors on the 2025. So for this one, I've already highlighted the 20 that's outlined in pink. So what you do is you'll go up to Effects, and where it says Outline, you can change the color from pink. And let's say we want to use maybe the red that's in the logo. We click on the color, the eyedropper, and we can hover over that red, and there we go. And you can do the same thing with each of the text boxes. You'll see that the name right here is pink. You don't have to go to effects, you can just go right here under text color. Okay, and let's say that we want to use that red, even though that doesn't really show up. So again, you can choose whatever color fits best. So I'm going to try to change some of the colors, and then I'll come back after I've edited the template. Okay, so I've changed the color to something that I like, and I wanted to point out on this one that there are two text boxes for the graduate name. You'll notice there's this one that's kind of white and black, and then the other one that I changed the color to a red and black. So be sure when you move this, if you change where it is on the template, that you'll have to move the other so that they kind of align, just like that. So I just wanted to point that out. All right, so now I have the name and I have the logo, and I think that is about it. Of course, there are tons of edits that you can do to this. This is just a few, just to give you an idea of what changes you can make. For example, here is a template that I did earlier where I just have different images, and like I said, there's the individual logo that we went through on this tutorial. So like I said, you can change this however you want. The next step that I'm going to show is how to download it and give you some options for printing. So what you want to do once you have everything finalized is go to Share, and then you want to download. You're going to download this as a PNG, and you want to make sure you have the right page selected. So for this one, we're just going to do page 1. Okay, now once it's downloaded, then you'll want to save that in your file. And I went to stickersandbanners.com. Now you can go to your local print shop, you can go to Staples, you can go wherever you like, as long as they're able to print an 8x8 banner. Now on Stickers and Banners, you're going to select the vinyl backdrop, the 8x8, and then this is a heavy duty vinyl. Now this $98 price is just for the printing of the banner. It does not include the banner stand. So make sure that you're aware of that. The actual 8x8 banner stand is an additional $125. If you are, doing this for yourself, then you could probably find a stand on Amazon or somewhere locally. But if you are customizing the template and selling it to a customer, you'll want to make sure that they are aware that they'll either need to buy the stand or they'll need to have a way to hang it up. So that ends this tutorial. I hope you found it valuable. If so, please be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. Again, thanks so much for watching. Until next time.